we'll just do a bit of a top to toe today, I think. So we'll start standing and just have the chair with you, and let's just mobilize to begin with, shall we? Can you see me? See my feet. So we'll start at the feet. So waggle the toes. So scrunch and spread, scrunch, spread, scrunch, spread. That's quite difficult to say. So you do a tongue twister at the same time. And so try to only move the toes, not the ankle. And then start to move the ankle. And you'll feel the longer you hold your leg out in front, the more you'll feel this quad muscle work as well. And then let's draw a big circle all the way around. Again, trying to make that the only movement, so you're not allowing the leg to move at the hip, and then do the circle in the other way. Good. And then start to do a stirring the pot with the knee. So here we've got, if I show you from the side, the knee is bent and you're just letting the lower leg draw a circle. Good. And then let's do a little an ellipsis, I think that shape is, I'm not quite sure, from the hip. So now we're letting the whole leg move, and then we'll give it a shake. Good. And then a little jig just to loosen the tension from standing, and we'll take that to the other side. Okay, so you're just lifting the foot a tiny bit off the floor out in front of you, and then you're drawing the toes back, and this is called dorsiflexion. So dorsiflect the ankle, and then you're just going to try to move the toes. Don't move the ankle. So you're scrunching and then spreading the toes. Scrunch, spread, scrunch, spread. Getting more difficult to say. Good. And then start to move at the ankle. So you're flex, extend, or dorsiflex, plantar flex, whichever language you like to use, and then keeping the legs still, so my knee is still straight here. Circle the ankle. So you're drawing a circle with the foot, but the movement's coming from the ankle. Your toes might get involved a little bit, and then go the other way. Nice, good. And then bend the knee and start to draw a circle on the floor with the foot. So you're then getting a little bit of knee flexion extension, and it feels loose. It should feel really nice and loose in the lower body. And then try circling the other way. You might find one way easier than the other. And then start to straighten that knee and circle or do a bit of an ellipsis. So the movement now is coming from the hip, and you might feel your buttock muscles, bit of core, bit of quad, and your standing leg will get a bit tireder. So let's just do pixie dance. So this is where we've got open through the groins, bending the knees, and then Charleston. So then we've got knees in and just flick the feet a little bit. Good. And then let's do, I'm going to give myself a bit more space here. So feet wide, bend at the hips just a little bit. So this shouldn't be uncomfortable on back. So this can be, really pull the tummy up, don't bend too much, but you're going to swing the hip out and then swing the hip out. So from the side, I've just bent a little bit. My legs are pretty straight and I'm swinging the bottom from side to side. So you feel a little stretch. Yeah. And if it feels good, then you can reach the arm in the opposite direction. So if that isn't nice on your back, you can be a lot more upright, but you're still swinging the hips from side to side. If you feel pretty good in your back, you could maybe hinge at the hip a little bit more. Yeah. And really feel a stretch in the upper back as you reach through. Yeah, do a couple more. And then let's start to get more upright. And we're going to start to take the arms overhead if your shoulders feel okay. So if the shoulders aren't ready for that, you can keep the shoulders here. If you feel pretty free through the shoulders, then as you go overhead, can you stretch through the sides a bit more? Yeah. That feels better. So now I feel we need a twist. So have your arms out wide. And again, you can have them lower if your shoulders don't like it. And see if you can keep the hips pretty facing forwards and just turn the torso. Inhale through the center, exhale and turn. Inhale, so soften the knees. You don't want this torsion to come through the knees. So there's a little bit of movement of one knee coming forwards, but not too much. So you're not lifting a heel off the floor yet. So you get most of the twist through the torso. If your arms are getting tired, you can bring the hands across in front of your chest. Lovely. Good, let's do a couple more. Inhale through the center and exhale into the twist. Good, and then let's warm up the hands and the arms a little bit more. So we've done this one before. So have your arms by your sides. You're going to lift the fingers so that your palms are facing the floor. And then flex. So extend the wrists and flex. So can you see you're keeping the elbow and the arm strong? So it should feel straight. You should feel quite strong, kind of on the top of the wrist, maybe into the forearm. Good. And then turn the palms out. Good. And try the same thing. So keeping the elbows straight, just flex and extend the fingers and the wrists. Try to keep the elbows straight so you're really making sure that the wrists are doing the work, and they'll tire quite quickly. So then we're going to start to move the rest of the arm. So fold the fingers in, fingers touch the shoulders. Elbows do a big circle all the way around, bring the elbows in, keep the fingers pressing in towards the wrists so you get a stretch on the forearm and then spread out again. So we're going to scoop up, fingers to shoulders, circle, big circle with the elbows, bring the elbows into the body, and then keep the fingers curling in until right at the last minute. Okay, let's do that twice more. In, circle, fingers curl in, feel the stretch on the forearm, and then spread out. Good. Fingers touch, circle, fingers curl in, feel the stretch on the forearm, and then spread the fingers out wide. Good. And then shake out the arms. Woo. Nice. So let's do some shoulder circles. So lifting the shoulders up to the ears, really feel like you've shortened your neck, and then squeeze the shoulders back. So you open through the chest and then draw them down as if you were going to take off like Buzz Lightyear, and then release. So lift, squeeze the shoulders in towards the spine, draw them down towards your back pockets, and then release. So let's do that twice more. Up, round, press down, and release. Up, squeeze, press down, and release. Lovely. And then let's just do a couple of big circles, bringing the arms in. Good. Inhale, lifting the chest. Good. Couple more. Nice. And we're not going to do any the other way because it's nice to open the chest. Good. And release that out a little bit. So then let's do a little bit of strength work for the calves. So you can have your chair in front of you, that's fine, because we'll take it into calf stretch as well. So stand nice and tall. See how tall you can get. What sometimes happens when we stand super tall is that we arch the back, and you see that's what I'm trying to do. So can you then draw the tummy in? So you're lengthening the back of it. You're supporting the spine. So that should feel better for your back to do that. And then just float up as if somebody's got your ears on strings and pulling you up to the ceiling. So you're standing nice and tall. Good. And then see if you can, now you might not be able to do this, see if you can, just take the weight into the left foot, lift the right, take the weight into the right foot, lift the left. So you're just bending at the knee, but trying to stay tall on the tiptoes. Yeah, don't worry if not, you might need a little squeeze of the buttock. Good. Good. And then that foot down, and see how slowly you can bring the heels down. Glynis's favorite. All the way down. Lovely. And then just shake out the feet. And then we'll do a few more reps. So let's start by having the feet hip width apart. I don't need the chair, but stay where you are if you wish. And again, get really nice and tall. So again, that sense of crown of the head lifting up to the ceiling, tone the tummy muscles so we're not just losing control of the torso. And then float up, try to keep the heels in line with the center of the foot so you're not waggling too much, and then slowly down. Let's see if we can do 10 of these. So up, here's 9, slowly down. So there's a pause at the top. Let's do 8. And And slowly down, trying to control the movement. You'll feel your buttocks need to be a bit firm. Here's 7, she says, falling over. Good. Toning the tummy. 6. Slowly down. 5. Slowly down. 4. Good. Really nice and controlled. Almost imagine that you're squeezing a brick between your shins. Good. I've lost count. Have we got 2 more? 1 more. And slowly down. Oh, and just release that tension. Could you feel that really starting to build up on the back of the legs and the bum? So we're going to do another type of heel raise. And we've done this one before, and this one really gets the buttocks a little bit more. So can you see my feet? So heels together and turn out wide. And you can have your hand on the chair, that's absolutely fine. You can still be facing the chair if you prefer. So what we're going to do is we are going to lift onto the toes, squeeze the bum. Can you feel that it's a bit easier to squeeze the bottom when we go up? And then slowly drop the heels down and just soften the knees out. So we zip up. So as you come up, feel as if you're zipping the legs up together, squeeze the buttocks, lift the heels, slowly drop the heels and soften the knees. So we're squeezing up, squeeze at the top, hold, heels down, just release and soften. How's that? So keep the tummy muscles on, the shoulders, so you're still nice and tall in the upper body, squeezing and then down. So let's see, can we do 10 more of these? I think these are easier on the calves, but a bit more on the buttocks. So there's 10. Relax the shoulders. 9, squeeze. Try and stay steady. Good. So you don't need to come low in the knees. Here's 8. Belly still toned. So you're still supporting the back. There's 7. Good. Squeeze. You should start to feel this in the legs and the bum. Good. Are we on 5? 5. Squeeze, release. 6. No, 4. 3 more. Squeeze. You know me in numbers. I can't move and count at the same time. It's too hard for my brain. 2. Lovely. Last one. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze, squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze up. And then release. Oh, pixie dance. Shake out the legs. So we will stretch some of these muscles that we're working. So let's start by stretching the calves. So we've done this hundreds of times. You should know how this feels. So feet hip width apart. Stay nice and tall. So see if you can keep the chest facing forwards and take a step back and make sure that step is on a train track. So you've not stepped onto a tightrope. You've still got space. If you look back at your back foot, you want the toes to be pointing to your chair, not too turned outwards. Now, if that causes any pain, then just do what you need to. But we try to do that, and then we get right in the center of the calf as we stretch. Now, soften that front knee. Keep the body nice and tall. Relax the shoulders. And then press the back toes into the floor and feel that fire up the calf. And then relax. Let's do that 3 more times. So squeeze the toes, relax. Squeeze the toes, relax. And last time, squeeze the toes and relax. Good. Then you're going to step forward and just circle that ankle and give it a bit of a shake. Good. Give the leg a bit of a shake. So then bring the right foot next to the left. Step the other foot back on a train track. Make sure the toes are pointing forward so you can just look back. And then as you lift the torso, soften this front knee. So you're pushing back into the heel. So already we get a calf stretch. Then squeeze the toes into the floor. Release them and squeeze. Release, squeeze, a couple more times, release. Squeeze the toes down. So you're really scrunching. You'll feel that. Good. And then step forwards and just circle the ankle and shake that leg out a little bit. So we go back to the first side, take a step back, make it a bit longer. Push into the heel if you can. And again, just support the back by drawing your tummy muscles in. And this time, if you can, hold on to the chair lift onto both tiptoes. Good. If you're feeling brave, you might be able to balance. Well done. And then slowly, that's excellent. Bring the heels down. Now really focus on that back heel. So you can here come and rest on the chair. You could be a little bit more folded in the front and really push into the heel. And again, just press the toes into the floor. Lovely. And then release, push into the heel again. Good. So take your hands to the chair. You're going to step that foot halfway in and then sit back. So now your back leg is bent. And you should feel that you get a stretch here a little bit lower towards the heel. Can you feel that? It might compress the front of the ankle a little bit. So see if you can just relax into it, press the toes into the floor. Good. And then step into the front foot and again, shake that leg out. Good. So we do the same on the other side. So take a longer step back with the left foot. Really push into that back heel. Good. So it's a much longer step here. And you can come and, oh no, we've got to do our balance first, haven't we? Balance first. So before we relax into the stretch, get nice and tall again. So you're still in the calf stretch, and then see if you can float onto both tiptoes. So we're shortening the calf muscle again, and just open up if you want to try balancing. Brilliant. So you're on your tiptoes. Lovely. And then bring the hands back to the chair. Push into your heel, so find your calf stretch again, and here then you can relax a little bit if that feels comfortable. Really pushing into the heel. Try pushing the toes into the floor as well. A couple of times, just pulsing the toes down and then releasing. Nice. And then come up, step that foot halfway in, bend the back knee. So you sit your bottom down a little bit. And in sitting the bottom down and bending this knee, you should feel the calf comes towards the Achilles of that back foot. It's a little further down in the calf. You got that? And then push your toes into the floor, and that should make it even more uncomfortable, but in a kind of slightly nice way. Lovely. And then let's step forward, circle the ankle and shake out that leg. Lovely. So if we think about the other things that we've done, I think we'll do, should we do we'll do a hamstring stretch when we sit down. Let's just do a little bit more mobilization of the joints. So this one we know is where you put the foot on the chair. So Angela, if you prefer to have your handle, if you like, at the side to give you a bit more support, then you can, or you can have it in front of you. It's up to you. Yeah. Good. So if you've got it at the side, I'll show you because I normally do the other one. Bring one foot up. It's whichever foot you like. This is my left. And walk it so forward so that you've got 90 degrees at the knee. And then we're just going to lunge and then release. So as you start to really find a bit more mobility in the hip, so this is hip, knee, ankle, and spine, you might start to find that you lift the chest as you go forwards, and you might be able to bend forward so that you get a little spinal stretch as well. Don't worry if that doesn't feel good. So if that doesn't feel good on your back, you're just going to stay upright. If you feel that you can take it into a bit of a hamstring stretch as well. So this leg straightens a little bit and you bow forwards, lifting the chest and lunging forwards as you come up. Yeah, so work within what feels more yummy than yucky and comfortable and safe for your body. Try and coordinate the breath. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So it's almost just like you're mobilizing every joint here on this left side, a little bit of spine, and also the shoulders. So squeeze the shoulders back as you lift the chest and let them slide forwards as you fold. Good. Just do a couple more. Nice. So if you feel nice and steady, let's come up and then walk the foot to the opposite side of the chair to the knee. So then you're just going to let that knee drop out to the side, if that feels doable. So if I show you from the front, I've gone from here, walk over, knee out. Yeah. So then you get a little stretch around the lateral hip, lateral bum a little bit, maybe a little bit into the adductor and the groin. It should feel nice and safe. Yes. You don't have to do what Glynis is doing. So what Glynis is doing is folding forwards. Now that's going to make it much stronger. So it's up to you whether you want to do that. So you could just fold a little bit, and that's going to give you a stronger stretch here. But be safe, be comfortable. You don't have to add that bit in. Lovely. And then let's start to come up. So just to release that before we bring that foot down, just waggle the knee side to side, have a little twist, a little release, and then bring it down, and then just a little pixie dance. Yeah, just get the tension out of everywhere. Waggle your bum a little bit of salsa hips. And then we'll do the other side. Yeah, so I would have the chair back on the same side as the lifted foot, and that's going to give you a bit more stability. So just get comfortable here first. Now this movement can be as big or as small as you want to. So here's the minimum that you can do. So here we've got a little bit of movement in the hip. It's a lot in the knee, the ankle. You can make it bigger. So you can take the knee a little bit more open so the foot's further away. And as you come forwards, you're sort of opening the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades back. And as you exhale, you've got a bit more straightening in the knee, hamstring, and a back stretch. So it's up to you how big you want to take it. Try and coordinate the breath, inhaling, exhaling, and make sure as you come up that you don't feel pinching in the low back. So you might want to just tone the belly, not come so far forward. Do what feels right for you to get some movement. So you get a little bit of movement, hip, knee, ankle, and spine. Okay, let's just do a few more. Stay within your comfort zone. This shouldn't be intense, really. Good. And then come back up, and we'll wiggle the foot over to the opposite side of the chair and just let the knee come out to the side. So you get a little stretch in the outside of your hip. If you want to take it a bit deeper, you can come forwards into more of a fold. And then you'll feel much more of a buttock lateral hip stretch. And then have another breath there. Come back up, ground the foot, and just let the knee waggle. We've got two people. Waggle in, waggle out. Yeah. And then let's step the foot down. Good. And just release any tension that's built up there. Lovely. While we're standing still, let's do Glynis's sciatic stretch. Olive's sciatic stretch, my mum's old yoga teacher. So come, and you don't have to come too low for this one, Angela. So again, stay in your comfort zone. So cross one foot over the other so that the feet are pretty close together. If I show you, you can see that's how we are. So I've got my right foot crossed over my left, and then you're squeezing into the middle a little bit, and you can stay quite high and just bow so that you feel a stretch into the, maybe up the back of the leg and into the bum. If you've got a little bit more flexibility, you might come down, elbows towards the chair. Good, and you're stretching, so just soften the knees a tiny little bit and feel as if you're broadening the sit bones and lifting the bum towards the ceiling a bit. You get a nice stretch down the back of the leg and into the buttock perhaps. It shouldn't be too strong on the back, so if you only feel it in your back, you want to come up. Nice, take another breath there. And then let's uncross the legs and just march out the feet a little bit. And then we'll take it to the other side, so cross the other foot over. And start to lift the hips. So you're really letting the hips broaden, the sit bones broaden, and then fold to your own degree. So if you're feeling quite flexible and it feels good on the leg and the bum, soften the knees a tiny bit so you're not locking that knee out. You should still feel it up the back leg into the bum. If it doesn't feel so comfortable, then just come halfway down. Good. When you're ready, start to come up, separate the feet and just march them out again. Nice. And then let's roll up. So soften the knees. Really let the shoulders, the arms relax and begin to roll the spine up all the way to standing. Nice. And then let's sit down. Finally. So we'll do, actually, I'm going to show you from the side. So come and sit. We'll do a couple of cat-cows. So hands on the knees, sit towards the edge of your chair. And as you inhale, the shoulders are going to come onto the back. You're going to lift the chest a little bit. You're not tipping your head back because then you won't be able to breathe. So you're just taking the ears back. You're still gazing forwards. Your exhale, we start to tilt the pelvis backwards and turn the tummy in. So you're curling in. So inhale, shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Ruby's just charged past in a big divot. Exhale, push into the feet, tilt the pelvis the other way, tuck the chin. Good, let's do two more. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up. Exhale, really round the spine. So if you push into your feet, it will push, give you a little bit more there. Last one. Great. And then we'll try a roll down. So just take it steady. You don't have to come too far. So I'll show you two versions. I'll show you the full version first, where we're inhaling. As you exhale, you're going to start to tuck the chin, let the spine curl in. Your elbow's going to come down. And then you can just use your elbows on your thighs to come even further. And if it feels good, you go all the way down. Hands to the floor. Let yourself just release into that fold for a moment. If that isn't any good for you, you're just going to come halfway. So your elbows come to your knees and you can just rest here. Yeah. With a little bit of pressure into your feet. Good. To come up, push into your feet, tone the tummy muscles and start to align the spine back over the pelvis. The last things that happen, shoulder blades slide back in and the gaze comes up. So the slower you do it, the less likely you are to get lightheaded and pass out. And if you're feeling really congested today, don't come too far down. So let's do two more roll downs. So inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, curl in and bring your elbows to your thighs. So that's going to support you. And you might stop there. If it feels good, you're going to come all the way down into a forward fold. Take a breath at the bottom. To come back up, push into your feet. Draw the tummy muscles in. And start to come back up, stacking the spine, shoulders slide into place, and finally, slowly, the gaze comes back up. Take a nice deep breath at the top. Does that feel okay for you? Yeah. So let's do one more. Inhale, get nice and tall, almost feel like you're lengthening up, and then exhale. Your elbows can slide, your hands can slide down your legs, giving you as much support as you need. Go as far as feels good for you, no further. And then just rest at the bottom for a moment. Take a nice deep inhale, push into your feet, tone the tummy, and start to align back up slowly as you like. And let the head come back up really slowly. Lovely. Good. So let's do a hamstring stretch. So we've done this one lots before. I'm still quite far forward on my chair, but that's because I've got short legs, so you might not need to. So let's straighten the right leg. Your hands are going to come onto the left knee, so your left foot is really firmly pressed into the floor. And then you're going to lift your chest again. So just like we did in the cat-cow movement, this is, the shoulders draw in, you lift up the chest, and you stick your bottom out. So hands on that left knee, then you're just hinging at the hip. So you're not letting the spine round, you're just lengthening as if you were going to take the chin forwards. And you should feel that stretch here, nowhere else. So you shouldn't feel this in the back, just in the back of the leg. Good. And then breathe. If you want to add a bit more, you can just let the toes, what's the word? Point and flex. Point and flex. So keep the knee straight, and you might find you get a little bit more. It's like a flossing motion, and you might find that you can come deeper into it when you've had enough come out. Good. So then to come up, you're going to take your hand to behind the straight knee and scoop it up, and then just give it a little hug and a circle. So while you've got it in the circle, if I show you this way, you're just going to hook the ankle over the opposite knee. So right ankle over the knee. Then see if you can let that knee relax out to the side. So you might not get very much movement here at all. You might keep it in. So if it doesn't feel good, you're just going to keep it in here, and that should feel quite safe. Otherwise, you can just not cross the ankle. It's up to you. If you've got the movement to do it, then you let the knee come out to the side, you hold on to the ankle, and then see how tall you can sit. So can you see I'm sitting right on the top of my sit bones, the pelvis rolls forwards, and then you get a stretch here. It's a nice one. Smile and breathe. And then we'll take it into a twist. So then slide this into cross-legged, so the knees come in together. Opposite hand to the top knee, sit nice and tall, and just take the other hand behind you. So it could hold on to a chair, it could just be on the seat. And see if you can turn the body through a little bit. Can you feel even that the belly twists through it as well? It's not just the shoulders. Take a breath there. And then come all the way back, uncross the legs, and just have a little wide knee paddle, release any tension. And we'll take it to the other side. So we're going to straighten your left leg, hands onto the right knee this time. So you're really planted through this right foot, and then sit nice and tall. So the shoulders draw back, chest forwards, and you hinge at the hip, and you just come as far as you need to feel the stretch in the back of your left leg. So don't make it too strong. I'm a bit more flexible on my left side, so I can come all the way down, and I get a nice stretch here. If you want to add in the foot movement, you're just going to slide a little bit on the heel and just point and flex the foot. And you'll feel as if the hamstring is sort of flossing. Good. Take another breath here, just enjoy it. So to come up, we're going to use the left hand behind the left knee just to scoop it up, come and sit up, hug the knee in. And you can just let the pelvis drop here a bit, and you get a nice stretch in the back. If you want to, you can just hook the ankle over the knee and keep it here. If you've got a bit more movement in your hip, you ankle over the knee, and then let the knee drop out to the side and sit really tall. So this is going to depend on your hips. So do what feels right for you. If you want to, and it feels better, then just keep that little hug here and don't worry too much about stretching the hip. Good. Sit tall. So can you see again, the pelvis drops forwards, and then you're going to get more stretch. Yeah. Chest lifted. You should feel that in your buttock. Yes. That face. Good. Then you're going to let it slide all the way over into cross-legged, opposite hand to opposite knee. Your other hand just behind you on the seat or the chair, but you don't want to scrunch that shoulder up. Sit tall and turn and twist. Couple of breaths. And then see even can you get your belly to come round and twist, so it's not just chest and shoulders. Have another breath. Come back to the center, lift the knee, just give that one more hug and circle the ankle and bring that foot to the floor, and then just lift your right shoulder up. I show you from the side. So you're just going to shrug that shoulder up and tilt over to the left. Yeah. And then draw a big circle with it. So squeeze it back and then do the same on the other side. So this is our back stroke. but really slow, really big. That's it. So see if you can really feel these muscles here. Squeezing into the back, up, back, down, and see if you can get it into the waist as well. So lean as you really take the shoulder round, lean and circle, lean and circle. Good. You could get the elbows involved as well if you want to. A little bit of elbow backstroke. Don't forget to breathe. Good. And then shake the arms. And just a few shrugs with the shoulders. Oh, good. Now lift the shoulders up to the ears. And then turn to the right and touch shoulder to chin or chin to shoulder, really. That's it, or close enough. And then the other way. Good. And then come back to the center, drop the shoulders down, and again, take the chin to the right, chin to the left. Good. Shrug the shoulders up again, and take the right ear towards the right shoulder. Keep the shoulders lifted. Take the left ear towards the left shoulder. Come back to the center, drop the shoulders. Take the right ear to the left, to the right ear, right shoulder. I'd like to see you try and take your right ear to your left shoulder. Yeah. And then the other way. Good. Come back up, circle the shoulders again, and just let the head drop and give it a little shake. Now you might just want to stay here and feel the stretch down the back of the neck, and you might feel it coming down even between your shoulder blades down the spine. If you want a little bit more, this has to be really gentle. You interlink your hands just behind the occiput. So your hands are cradling the occipital ridge, the kind of lumpy bit at the back of your skull. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms, and then you're just allowing the arms to relax, and that will give you a really gentle stretch. So you don't want to pull, and this shouldn't feel uncomfortable. So when you take, if you are doing this one, otherwise you're just doing it with the head down, no hands, gently push the skull into the hands, super gentle, 1 out of 10. Good. Take a big breath and then relax again. Good. So to come up, what we're going to do, if you've got your hands on your head, is press the head gently into the hands and then begin to take the elbows forwards and the gaze up. Shrug your shoulders, release the head, and then just do a couple of shoulder circles. And a little bit of shake of head, nod of head. So that should feel all right. Does that feel all right? Yeah, good. Lovely. So then we'll just sit back and relax for a moment. And I'm going to put my feet on a brick, because it just, even if you've got really long legs, this is quite a nice thing to do. Don't worry, Angela, you're fine if you've got nothing to hand. Just sit back in your chair so that the back of the chair relaxes you. And here, slump. I give you permission to slump. Feet on the brick. So that, again, it tilts your pelvis back so that you're in a C shape. It's quite relaxing to be in a C shape as long as it feels comfortable. Let your belly relax. Let your head just drop to where it's comfortable. Hands relax in your lap. And take a really deep breath. And as you exhale, close your eyes and just see how relaxed you can get the body to be. See if you can feel gently, gently as you just take a few softer breaths without so much effort now. See if you can find any little bits of tension in the back or even in the sides, in the legs, in the shoulders that you can just invite to let go. And just relax for a couple more moments. And then to come back up, take a big breath. Let the breath lift you up. And maybe have a stretch. Well done, everyone. So we'll actually see you in the studio next week.